Minister, have you always had access to clean water yourself?
That is a nice question. I started getting clean water when I was a minister, and that is 12 years ago. Before that, I was carrying water from a river, from a protected spring, on my head, and that is a 20-liter jerrycan on my head.
But you were a businesswoman. You've got several degrees. You're an economist. As little as 12 years ago, part of that normal professional life meant carrying water on your head?
Yes.
Where would you get your water from?
In fact, my home had got a stream below our farm, so I used to go down the stream and carry water from there at my house. And my children grew up doing that.
How did that affect your life, having to struggle for water like that?
Yeah, of course, it has got its cost. Definitely the water we're getting was not clean, and therefore we had problems, especially when you are raising up children. You are always in hospital. In fact, I had a hospital room in my house. So that means that any time you expected something to go wrong, you have a sick child, you are either sick, you are in and out of hospital, and that means you have less time to concentrate on your work, you have less time to do productive work, and even the children lose out in school time because most of the time you have to take them to hospital.
We have heard that the #1 way to help alleviate poverty is water.
Yes.
Why?
Because the moment you handle water, you are going to reduce on the number of hours wasted by women. And here I bring in the element of a woman, because historically it is known that women who produce, especially in Africa, they are responsible for agriculture, responsible for looking after the family, they are responsible for healthcare in the house. So you are reducing the number of hours wasted by women because they are not going to hospitals. Secondly, you are also giving a chance to the children to be in school, because the average number of times a child under 5 go to hospital is almost every year or twice a year in our country because of malaria and poor water and poor sanitation. So the moment you provide water and sanitation, you are eliminating that. So you are giving your child the possibility of growing up healthy and being able to go to school and have a bright future. Sadly, we also have a problem that our girl child normally had a problem in school, because the moment she gets 11, 12, she's got to drop out of school because of the poor water and at the same time because of the poor sanitation. So once you solve the problem of water in a community, you have actually increased the chances of getting out of poverty.
4,000 children a day die because of water-related diseases.
Yes, on the average, on the African continent, we think over 3,000 children die every year because of poor water and poor sanitation. In my own country, we know that 85% of the hospital beds are occupied by people suffering from water-related diseases. That's how it is costly, both on human life and also on the economics of the country.
You're touring Canada. You've seen the contrast. Why? You've also been the African minister for the entire continent on the issue of Water Alert. Why do you think Africa as a continent could not grapple with the issue of putting infrastructure around the need for water?
Yes, that is something that has been bothering us. But one quick answer that comes to my mind all the time is that we took water for granted because of its availability in time of space. First the continent was underpopulated, so you could always move and find water. But now with the increased activity and increased population, we realize that actually we don't have enough water. Secondly, it was a woman issue, and the women did not have the means of planning and being able to execute, because that was taken as a problem that must be solved by women. So it's only now that actually women are coming on board and are able to articulate issues that we find that more emphasis is being given to water. And now we have drawn the male folk with us. They actually realize that water is the key to sustainable development in a country. Before then, it wasn't.
We've been getting educated in Canada. You've seen how our cameraman was there in Uganda with you. As North Americans come to help on the water issue or get involved in water charity, what difference does it make for people to say, here in my comfortable country, I will care about Africa's water woe?
Yeah, that is something that is a relief to us, some of us who are now engaged in the water sector, and you can see a commitment of people who have got value for water. And that is the value that we really appreciate, that we want to pick from people who come from here, like Water for All initiative that came from Canada and came to Uganda and worked with the Ugandan to provide water at a hospital. That act alone, and the children saw it. So that makes them somehow, it triggered their thinking. Otherwise, without such interventions, majority of people have taken it for granted that must continue suffering the way they are. So it was something that was abandoned, said, yes, that's how we are supposed to be. But now with more people coming in and showing that it can be done, and with as little as so much, but with initiative and thinking, I think we are going to now be able to get more Africans to do something for themselves. And that is something that we are trying to think that will be the turning point for us when we get Africans to realize that they can do so many things by themselves because they have seen other people do it.
Minister Maria Mutagamba, thank you very much.
Thank you, and I hope that one of these days you'll be able to come to Uganda. But as you said, I'm a minister for tourism, and I want to welcome you to Uganda as my first tourist, together with all the Canadians that will be seeing this film. Thank you very much.